Hello, everybody. We've got a new event available in the Round Hub, and contrary to what the splash screen suggests, the event actually is for the other Porsche, the new one, 911 Turbo S, the limited series, kind of like the limited time series. And for completing this event, you get to pick up a brand new car, which is worth 725 gold, some 5,250 victory points, 50 gold, and 200,000 racing dollars. Now, this is a 7-day event. So basically, the 7-day countdown starts as soon as you start the event. The usual 15 tiers, 45 trophy events to complete. So what do we have? Porsche 911 Turbo S Limited Series. Earn a 2020 Porsche 11 Turbo S by 100% completing this special limited time series. The flagship 911 with its evergreen design is the fastest Porsche money can buy. Yeah, it's got a pretty high PR. Base PR of 79.2, maxes out at 92.2. So, where that stands, it comes way above the Endurance GT, the RSR, the 911s, right? At least in the current rendition. Not the ones from like 2019. Those things are incredible monsters. But anyway, here's the breakdown of the completion rewards, broken down into 25% increment. So first 25% completion reward you 750 victory points, 5 gold, and 20,000 racing dollars. And of course, you accomplish that upon completing 4 tiers. And the 50% completion rewards include additional 1,000 victory points, 10 gold, and 30,000 racing dollars. And that one, you accomplish that on tier 8 upon winning 2 gold trophies here. So you don't necessarily have to do the cup event, but generally you wouldn't want to stop there. Anyway, 75% completion rewards you 1,500 additional victory points, 15 gold, and 50,000 racing dollars. And that one you accomplish it upon winning the first gold trophy in tier 12. And of course, 100% completion rewards you the remaining rewards, such as the car itself, 2,000 victory points, and 20 gold and 100,000 racing dollars. Right. So, there is a 3-hour instant upgrades and instant service offer on this car upon winning a trophy. So, don't start your upgrades as soon as you start the event. Complete an event. Generally, you want to start out with the longest event in tier 1 if you really, really want to maximize that 3-hour offer. So I would guess the cup is going to be the longest one, although Circuit of the Americas, it's got 3 laps, so that's most likely going to be your longest race in tier 1. So that's what I would start with, because normally endurance race at the beginning target is gonna be somewhere around 5 kilometers, and I think 3 laps around club circuit at Circuit of the Americas is longer than that. I think might come pretty close, but my guess is it's gonna be longer. And they are saying the PR requirement for this event is 89. So the base PR for this car, of course, is 79.2 as I've mentioned. So that means we need to buy enough upgrades to boost our PR by some 9.8 point, right? 9.8 PR points. So let's confirm that. We'll use gold, get it done right away. Right. Never get tired of this car delivery screen, by the way. Do enjoy it very much. But anyway, so yep, there's a 3-hour instant service and instant upgrade offer. Anyway, the final PR, yes, it's 89. So my guess is 3 upgrades across the board for most of these events like limited time series or track day events or race day events, even some other, well, generally when we have a required PR events, 3 upgrades across the board. If there are 7 categories available of upgrades, that's typically how it's been for new cars. For rerun events for older cars, they usually require higher PR than that. So, yeah, let's try. So, starting with the engine, I believe these upgrades normally take 8 hours for R&D, the tier 1. Anyway, not too pricey considering its PR. Actually, it's quite reasonable, I think, for the cars with the PR this high as a starting point, because we're practically starting right at 80. Right, so let's go ahead and get these tier 1 upgrades, which is gonna be all racing dollars. And so far looks like tier 2 are all gold upgrades. All right, so that just costed me how much? 443,800 racing dollars. Brings the PR up to 82.5. So that's a boost of 3.3 PR points. And so that's the limit of your racing dollar upgrades only. And let's check into tier 4. See if there are any free gold to be won in this event. And look at that. They put 0.1 PR point higher than what we can achieve with the racing dollar upgrades only. So in the past, that kind of decimal point deficit in PR requirement, we were able to get around it using a different decimal point system. But that's thing of the past. We cannot do that anymore. Besides, most of these events, you know, you're in it to win it. So no free gold in this event, long and short of it. But anyway, let's get back and see if we can confirm that 3 upgrades across the board is what we're gonna need. So tier 2 are all gold upgrades. So let's see where we end up. Ooh, 75 gold for engine. Does unlock tier 3 racing dollar upgrade, which is kind of expected. 70 gold for drivetrain. 55 for body. Suspension 60. And the exhaust probably same as suspension. Yeah, that's another 60. Brakes 48. Tires and wheels 55. So that is some 423 gold. So if that is all the gold upgrades that's gonna take us, then my original prediction from my the update or 9.7 update overview, about 400 something is what I anticipated, and 423 gold is 400 something. So yeah, these costs become kind of predictable if you've been playing for a while. So all right, now let's make sure tier 3 racing dollar upgrades are going to be enough to get us to the completion of this event. All right, so that was another 3.3 PR point boost for tier 2. So if we keep up with the trend, we should be good. So anyway, here we go. Let's get these tier 3 racing dollar upgrades here, which is basically all gonna be 18-hour R&D time if you miss out on the instant R&D on this. Max out brakes, max out tires and wheels, and look at that, right on 89. So tier 3 racing dollar upgrades, 998,500 racing dollars, and 3.2 PR point boost. Close enough, but certainly enough to meet the PR requirement, right? So for this event, if you want to complete, you're gonna have to spend some 423 gold and 1,442,300 racing dollars. But hopefully you're in a situation where you're not too concerned about, racing dollar cost. So anyways, but after you spend some 423 gold, you do get 50 of it back, right, for the completion of the event. So that brings your net gold cost down to 373 gold. And the bonus series this car's featured in, the Beautiful Beasts. With a PR 89, you should be able to complete 75% of that series, which means there's another some 44, I want to say, gold available to be picked up. So that brings down your net cost even lower, closer to 300, just under 330, maybe 329. So for 329 gold spent, you get to win a car that is worth 725 gold. That comes with essentially 21 upgrades on board. So if you think about it that way, that's a pretty good deal, isn't it? So if you think of purchasing the car for free, then you can think of it as you're actually coming out 396 gold in front. Although you don't see it in your gold account, but if you add that with the garage value, then you do come out ahead. I know. That's not how we think. It's not like you can sell the car when you need money, right? So unfortunately, the currency tied to car is, just in the car. Once you get it, you're done. But if you want to continue on with the series, the bonus series, Beautiful Beasts, and 100% complete that series, I believe you need to meet the PR requirement of 90.9, which is, this is the only car that can do it in that series. There are 3 cars featured: McLaren 765 Longtail, Lambo Centenario, and this one. And the other 2, their max PR taps out in early 80s, 83s. So this guy is definitely the king of the hill. So for 100% completion, they require 90.9, which means you probably need to max out engine and body, since those are the ones with the extra racing dollar upgrades for tier 5. So that is spending another 170 for engine and 125 for body. Let's get it. And we're not quite there. 90.7. I think the next cheapest one is exhaust. 140. What's suspension? 145. Yeah. So both of us obviously get us well above 90.9. But that's what you will need to do. You end up with 91.2 at with the extra some 430, about 430 extra gold that you had to invest to complete the bonus series, where you will pick up what's the return? I think you pick up like 30 extra gold for completing that final 25% in the bonus series. So yeah, that's a terrible ratio of return, if you ask me. So what's the point? Well, the point is always wait for the upgrade discounts, right? So if you get 30% discount on upgrades, at least it becomes a little bit more palatable. And in the future, especially if they introduce an exclusive series, then you get a few more gold out of it, right? So, not to mention the weekly time trials. Fully upgraded cars do have, some utilitarian benefits, like not having to you be worried about the drives each attempt takes out, right? So anyway, so that's the quick rundown on the car itself, upgrade cost. And then obviously if you want to max it out, you're gonna have to spend additional 155 gold on drivetrain and 145 on suspension. That maxes out your car and brings your PR up to 92.2. Of course, you get to enjoy the extra perks like the double service bars, durability bonus, right? So that's always nice. But yeah, that is some 1158 gold. So yeah, a little too rich for my blood, if you ask me. I mean, I can afford it, but I didn't get up to bank up that much gold by just blasting every opportunity that I get to blast it. No. You always take advantage of upgrade discounts. And if you cannot afford it, farm, save, right? So, all right, now let's just quickly run through the series itself and see what we can expect in the series. So tier 1, we got endurance at Spa, speed snap at the short on-road circuit of Porsche Test Track, and the cup, as we checked in earlier, it's going to be at Circuit of the Americas Club Circuit, 3-lapper. Of course, tier 1, there's never a PR requirement. All right. And tier 2, we got elimination at Hockenheim National, autocross at the Brickyard Road Course, and the cup is going to be at Suzuka Grand Prix, most likely at, whoa, really? 4 laps? Wow, they are starting out with a long race. 4 laps around Suzuka Grand Prix is no joke. All right, and PR 81 is required, so obviously you do need some of those tier 1 racing dollar upgrades. All right, some long form race from the get-go, interesting. And tier 3, we got Hunter at Dubai Grand Prix, so that's a full lap. And Dubai is a pretty lengthy circuit. Certainly the Grand Prix circuit is. And then we got head-to-head at Silverstone International, so that's not too bad. Single lap. And then Tier 3 Cup is going to be at Catalunya Club. Now, that is a super short circuit, only 3 laps. Boy, this is an interesting series already. PR 81.9 is what's required. So, yeah, Tier 3 is going to be extremely short. Tier 2 is going to be very long considering it's only Tier 2. Anyway, but if you guys, any of you guys are on a fence about this, whether you should go for this car, that 4 laps around Suzuka Grand Prix, I think will give you a good idea whether you would like the handling of this car, whether you like the speed, because Suzuka's good. I like Suzuka. That's got a nice combination of some very, very nice long straights, and obviously the beginning first sector, you got all those nice S's. So fun circuit. Good place to test out the performance or the handling of the car. Anyway, Tier 4, speed record. Long on-road circuit, Porsche test track, so that's a full lap. Endurance as Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix. And the Cup at Laguna Seca, 3 laps, as we checked in earlier, PR 82.6, just beyond what you can do with Racing Dollar upgrades alone, right? Continuing on, Tier 5, a speed snap at Red Bull Ring Grand Prix. I got a drag race, they gotta throw one in. Brickyard road course is where it is, not that it makes all that much of a difference. And Tier 5 Cup, we got another Grand Prix Circuit Cup. This one at Hockenheim Night Race. It's going to be 3 laps. PR 83.3. So not quite as long as 4 laps around Suzuka Grand Prix, but still. 3 laps around any Grand Prix circuit is, I would say decent length. Moving on. Tier 6, we got Hunter at Suzuka East. Now that's a short one. Elimination at Bugatti Circuit. It's an elimination, doesn't really matter where. And the Cup for Tier 6 at Silverstone, the National Circuit. 3 laps. PR 83.9 required. Now that's a pretty short one though. So some variety of length in this one. Just not necessarily starting with a short one and just gradually getting longer. We got a mix. All right, Tier 7, Autocross at Melbourne to start off, Endurance at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix, and the Cup at Formula E Berlin Circuit. And once again, just 3 laps. PR 84.4 is required, which is what you're gonna need for 50% completion. So since you need only 2 gold trophies here in Tier 8 for 50%, so you don't necessarily have to do the Cup, but, as I say, if you're in it this far, you're in it to win it. So, all right, Tier 8, Speed Snap at Hockenheim Grand Prix. Speed record at Catalunya Club Circuit, that's pretty short. And the Cup here is going to be at Nürburgring Grand Prix, 4 laps. Nürburgring Grand Prix, once again, not quite as long as the infamous green hell, which we don't have in the game, but still, for a Grand Prix circuit, it's one of the longer ones. PR 85 required. It's not Daytona, so I'm okay with it. Tier 9, the second half of the event, right? You got Hunter at Silverstone Grand Prix, so that's a full lap. Head-to-head at Monza Road Course, so that's gonna be also a full lap. And the Cup at Bathurst, Mount Panorama, 3 laps, PR 85.6 required. So far, I gotta say, Tier 2, 4 laps around Suzuka Grand Prix is still the longest one. And the Tier 10, we got the second drag race, this one at Daytona Speedway, which is fine by me. That's a kind of race I prefer seeing at Daytona anyway. And then we got endurance at Bugatti circuit. So your distance may vary depending on your margin of victory from previous events, that is. And the Cup for Tier 10, we got Porsche Test Track, long on-road circuit, 4 laps, PR 86.1 required. And that's, I mean, it says long road circuit, but it's not as long. If, you know, you understand what I mean here. All right, Tier 11, we got elimination at Laguna Seca, autocross at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, and the Cup at National Circuit of Red Bull Ring. This one's going to be quick 4 laps. PR 86.6 is required, which is going to be your 75% completion PR. All right, Tier 12, you need a single gold trophy here to claim that 75% reward. For that, we got speed record at the dynamic circuit of Porsche Test Track, speed snap at the Brickyard road course, and we got a cup at Spa. 3 laps, PR 87.2 required. All right, so still, I don't think that's as long as 4 laps around Suzuka Grand Prix. Moving on, the final 3 tiers. Tier 13, we got head-to-head at Mount Panorama single lapper course. Got a Hunter at Berlin circuit, so that's a single lap as well. And the Cup at Dubai Grand Prix, 3 laps, PR 87.8 required. I'm beginning to think that Tier 2 Cup is a fluke. Tier 14, we got endurance at Hockenheim Short, autocross at Catalunya Club, and the Cup at Monza Road Course, 4 laps, PR 88.4 required. Monza is not that long though, mostly straights, right? Tier 15, the final tier, we got Speed Snap at Suzuka Grand Prix, elimination at Daytona. Of course, they got to do that. It's going to be at the road course, and final cup is going to be at the Melbourne, not terribly long circuit, 3 laps. And as we checked earlier, PR 89. Right. Yeah, Tier 2. I still can't believe this. Really? Suzuka Grand Prix, 4 laps in Tier 2. That's just bizarre. But anyway, that will do it for this event overview. So hopefully you guys got some useful information out of it. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, take care.